Hello and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, tell a friend. Okay, so this is the continuation of the 90-day saga. So on the docket today, we have 90 Day Fiancé, The Last Resort, Season 1, Episode 7, and 90 Day Fiancé UK Season 2, Episode 13. And this was the tell all for them. Okay, let's get this down. There we go. Things are working a little slow here today. Alrighty, so what do you want to start with first?
Oh, Tracy just sent us a super chat, super sticker. Thank you, Tracy.
No
I wish I could do
way.
more. You guys deserve so much for your superb commentary. You make my week. LOL until I'm crying. Thank you. Like you
Thank you,
don't have to.
Tracy.
Thank you. Don't have to.
Oh,
We do this just for fun, just to have a place where people want to come and just have a conversation and be honest and just say it how it is
yeah.
and for how you see it. Like, but we appreciate you guys. We appreciate
Yes.
everyone so much. Like, you guys have been with us for like a really long while.
Yeah, yeah. So like we appreciate everything. You don't have to do it, but we thank you because you do. And I don't know, I just this ends off my week really well, sitting down and dissecting these shows with friends.
I mean, to
And
have
that's
people
how
to
I
talk
see
to.
this.
Cause I tell people like other people online, like people in my real life don't watch these shows,
I
and
know.
they have no clue what I'm talking about. Like, I can't say like, do you remember back in blah 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 when OC first started or the original 90 days, and they're
Hmm.
like, no. It's like, okay, never mind.
I
But
know.
we have a space on YouTube where where we can go different channels, come here and just have a conversation, and you don't feel like a weirdo for being lightweight invested in these people and their stupidity.
Not lightweight invested.
Excuse me.
Oh my god. All right. Well, guys, thank you. And to those new subscribers, welcome to the tribe. We really appreciate you. And we hope that you'll join us in the live chat and the comments section. Okay. Who do you want to talk about first?
We're in UK, right?
Well,
Or
it's up
we
to
have
you.
last resort. Let's do the last resort first. All
Last
right.
resort. Okay.
Takeaway from this whole episode: y'all were stupid to invite Big Ed. There. That's all I have from this episode. Idiots.
But
Idiots.
Kelly knew what he was gonna do.
Yes.
Kelly knew what he was gonna do. Asuelo didn't care as long as he got to go to the strip bar.
Exactly.
And Jovi seems to have faith in Ed. I don't know why. Weren't you fighting with him at the last tell all? It's just weird. I don't know. Tracy. Oh, okay. Oh, look at
You want to go couple by couple?
the little emojis. Yes. What do you want to
You,
start with?
I mean, we might as well start with Michael and Angela because Angela's just here in case they need some drama. The list of scenes is boring and then she needs to stir up some drama. But with them, to them, for me, I to find out Michael's mother passed,
Oh.
that kind of hurt my heart because his
Mm-hmm.
mama was great. His
Yeah.
mom was like accepting. His mom, like all moms have their ways, but she was just so sweet and nice. And to hear that she passed and to see Michael break down, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, my heart felt for him. I was like, oh, that's just too bad. And the fact that when he said that he appreciated Angela for coming down, even though they were having issues, because we find out, like, when his mom passed, I guess August, he's like, Angela came to see me and be with me, and Angela said, "Yeah, you know what? I loved his mom, and we weren't getting along, but I put everything aside to be there for him." She's all because I loved her. Angela did. Angela, and I will say this: Angela is not the best person in the world. We all make our mistakes, yada yada yada, right? But sometimes, even though you may not like somebody, you can acknowledge when they do the right thing, and she did the right thing. And honestly, we're sick of Angela and Michael because it's been what year 6 of him not being able to come over. I mean, I think it's just kind of dry at this point. I think I think
Mm-hmm.
that's why we're sick of. They're oversaturated, especially their beginning seasons.
Tracy says this is the epitome of Misery Loves Company, our guilty pleasure. I love you for that.
Right. So for them, they seem to be getting along, and then the therapist said, like, does Michael know you have the divorce papers? She's like, no, and then the therapist is like, well, maybe we should get rid of those so that's not looming over his head. The
Mm-hmm.
Angela's like, I'll think about it. I mean, you're not serving him no divorce papers at this point. Be quiet. Y'all, let's be honest. Outside of Michael not be able to come over to the United States, y'all don't really have no real issues. Because here's the thing: y'all cut up way too much
Mm-hmm.
to, and y'all joke too much to be in all these bad places and have all these issues. So Michael goes online and gets a little taste of whatever. It's like you're not even mad about that. You're just keeping this going to keep the paychecks coming in. I'm not mad about it. I put them in the same category as your Jovi and Yara. Y'all don't have no real issues that you need to come on this show. Y'all just filler.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Ryan says she still dangles divorce papers over his head. Is she even trying to get him a green card?
I'm gonna be honest. If he's been denied, I really feel that they have settled into this dynamic because with this dynamic,
It's more profitable for them.
it's more profitable for them. It's more profitable for this particular couple to have that long distance to where their whole storyline can always be the whole going back and forth. Like, oh, when's Angela going back to Nigeria? Well, Michael
Mm-hmm.
ever get a chance to come visit the United States? It keeps the money coming in. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I'm not even mad at them because I think they've settled into the 90-day sphere to where they can actually just kind of be themselves, and you could see that they can just be themselves and they know they can be okay. They don't have to overproduce themselves like they did in the first couple seasons. I
So
they
you call her ripping apart his car not overproduced?
hmm,
Last season, she went over to Nigeria and
hmm.
started ripping apart his car. And you don't think that wasn't overproduced?
How can I put this? The only way I can put it is I'm judging them against themselves, not everyone else. For everyone else, it's overproduced. For them,
God.
I've settled. I've settled with them like this being normal. Like when Angela got up in what's her face, Liz's face, screaming and yelling, hooting and hollering. If this were like season 1, Angela, season 2, I'm like, you know what? This is overproduced. This is performative. This is ridiculous. But now we're like what 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons in with this. I'm like, this is Angela being Angela. This is normal now.
Oh my God. If you say so. Sunway says, must Jovi always talk about strippers?
Jovi has a stripper addiction, in my opinion.
I don't know why he thinks that this is cute.
He thinks it's funny.
Okay, Jovi.
Yeah,
I wish he would grow up. In this one aspect, I wish he would grow up.
yes.
And just because you like something doesn't mean that everybody's into it.
Agreed. And my whole thing is this, and I hate to say this, but it's just the truth. When your significant other tells you that they don't want you doing something,
Mm-hmm.
you don't do it to where they can find out. Now, they're doing this. I say that to say this, Yara. Now I'm looking at you kind of sideways, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
You told Jovi you don't like this. You told Jovi that it makes you uncomfortable. Now, for him to blatantly do this on film, To do this
Mm-hmm.
on film and knowing it's being filmed, do you really have a problem with this? Because my thing is this: if he is so bold and so brazen to do this on camera, and to put it out there that he has the stripper's phone number somewhere in his phone, admittedly,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna sit here and tell me that he's not going to the strip clubs in like off camera, and you don't know about it?
He got their phone numbers in his phone.
That's what I'm saying. You can't sit here.
Like,
You're not going to make me believe that Yara that you don't know that he's going to the strip clubs and keeps going to the strip clubs.
yeah.
So when you come back on the next episode and be upset and crying and boohooing and blowing snot, I'm not going to believe you. Sorry, not going to do it. Because what man who's trying to keep that kind of secret is going to broadcast it on camera? Come on now. Come
Well,
on now.
we all know that they were struggling for a therapy storyline.
Y- they had to come up with something because why are you on the show? Y'all ain't got no problems outside of him wanting another baby.
But even that's not a problem because I think they had already decided on that.
Exactly.
He's
But
just
am I wrong
very
though?
annoying.
But am I wrong? Am I wrong in my assessment though?
No, no, you're perfectly right. Yep. Doesn't Yara go to the strip club with him sometime? We saw once that she
One
went and
time,
she wound up slapping him.
right?
Tracy says he has such a mature career, but acts so silly. Wonder if he's like that at work. Just things I think about. I don't know, stripper minded Yovi. I think he's dead up serious at work because
Oh, for
that's a
sure.
very dangerous job that he
Mhm.
does. And he's responsible for other people's lives. And working underwater ain't no joke.
Mm-mm.
And I think he's dead serious at work, and when he gets off, he plays just as hard as he works.
Right. Agreed.
Hmm
1000%.
why are
Hey,
we not
Susan.
doing maths UK? Um, I don't know. I've never gotten into maths UK. I tried a couple of times, just wasn't into it. I like Australia better.
Yes.
Um, okay, so they've invited Ed, and Ed
Stupidly.
is already lying to them. Um, that's it. I don't know. Anything
I'm
with
gonna say
Ed
this.
and Liz?
Here's the thing with Ed. Excuse me. He planned to rat them out as soon as he found out they intended to exclude him in the first place.
True. But gave the excuse I don't want to wind up like them.
Right.
But you're
Which,
already like them. Cuz then
yes,
why are you here?
exactly.
Mm-mm. Um the only thing with Ed and Liz was that they both discussed their past lives regression therapy. I think both of them lied.
Agreed.
And Dr. Jenny needs to know better.
Correct.
Um, waste of screen time with those two. I don't care.
Completely.
Who's the did Yara and Jovi have any sort of like session or anything like that?
No, not that I recall. Mm-mm.
Okay, and it's Oliver's 5th birthday. That's how we opened the episode. And Kalani and Asuelu are celebrating in the room with the two kids. Can you believe that he's 5 years old? But wait, when she said he was 5 years old, they've reached the 5 year mark, much like Chantel. So therefore they're divorcing. He's got his status,
Mm-hmm.
so they can freely divorce now.
Right.
Mm, I see a pattern here, but okay. All right, so then let's go to the scene where they're down at the pool. Everybody's down at the pool. And we see the interaction with Molly and Kelly, or the lack thereof of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tired of them.
It's because they're boring, and here's why. We've been saying this for the whole time. And remember, we prepared ourselves for this to happen through this whole season, where they're not going to talk about the real issues. Now, here's the thing. Molly said that she's mad. She part of the reason she's mad at him is because, like, she had a hysterectomy, and he wasn't really helpful. Okay, and also that he wasn't contributing to the relationship financially.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Molly, baby cakes, honeykins. Let me talk to you real quick. Let me talk to you. Listen, this man retired.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not understanding how you thought he was going to move down to Georgia to help take things off of your plate. And I
Mm-hmm.
say that to say this. You keep bringing up the fact that you were a mother and a business. You are a mother and a business owner. Number one, you were those things before you met him and he moved there. Number two, you would be those things whether he were there or not. Number three, you're going to still be those things to whether when he leaves or you decide to leave. So no matter what, you can't put that on him, and you can't expect a man to come into your life to take things off your plate. That is your plate. Those are the things you put on your plate, and those are your crosses to bear. No one else's.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had those expectations of him, you should have told him, like, hey, if you move here, I'm going to need some help with the business, with the house, with the kids, or whatever. That should have been talked about before he moved down there. And let's talk about this that I found interesting. You keep saying he moved to Georgia, and she did say that he moved in, right? Am I did I hear that right?
No, because he got an apartment.
Exactly. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Because the way she's making it sound is that he moved down there and moved in with her, not that he
Mm-hmm.
he moved to Georgia for her. Because
Mm-hmm.
I caught that when she said he's in a too expensive apartment. Okay, so you're saying his apartment's too expensive. You're saying that you're upset because he's not talking about an engagement, um, and looking at houses. Yet you're not in love with this man right now. What is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
That's where she lost me. You cannot complain about this man moving to Georgia for you, but you're not in love with him, and but be mad about he's not trying to move forward in life with you. What? You sound crazy. Now, had you come out and said, hey, we're going through a kind of a legal issue, I'm mad at him, and that's the reason I'm not in love with him, we can accept that, but don't go around in circles and come up with other excuses of why you're mad. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense. And if he's not living at your house, using up your electricity, watching the football games, how you
Mm-hmm.
expect him to come over to mow your lawn?
But Fail Foster Dog Mom got a good point. You know, she wanted Kelly to mow the lawn, but who was mowing it before then?
And he's not living there.
For real. You know what? What I realized was Molly's problem was this episode. Molly has admitted previously that she told him not to come down there, not to
Hmm.
come down there. Kelly said that he met her through social media, DM through the social media,
Right.
right? She says that the man that she fell for online was not the person who showed up in Georgia, right? So it's
Hmm.
telling me that they didn't really know each other to begin with.
Fair.
Um, he is 42 years old, and I'm assuming that he worked 20 years to get his
Right.
pension from
Exactly.
the NYPD,
Hmm.
right? So at 20 years, you're getting like first level pension. You're not getting any social security, you're just getting pension. And it's not even like a big pension because at 42 you could still go and get another job,
Right.
right? Um I don't I wonder if he went to the pension office and discussed how far his money could go based on
Mm-hmm.
New York City
Right.
cost of living,
Mhm.
because that would encourage him to move to Georgia for a cheaper
Right.
cost of living.
Exactly.
It would also help him if he could hook up with somebody who he can get on their tail and coast for a little bit to supplement his income, like Molly, who's a business owner who has online presence and who's on the 90-day franchise. So he came down, and she's calling it a luxury apartment that he can't afford. But how do you know what he can't afford? Like, do you know what his pension payout is? It's still New York City Police Department. They have a great pension scheme. Even if
Mhm.
it's first tier, for me, I would have held out for another 10 years and got 30
Right.
years in.
Right.
And you're closer to retirement age so that you can get the Social Security to supplement.
Mm-hmm.
And your 401ks might be kicking in if he has those, right?
Right.
Um, I think that they were trying to use each other. He was trying to get a come up off of her to supplement his pension income and live in a lower cost of living state. I don't think
Agreed.
he ever had any intentions of living in her home because he doesn't want anything to do with like being a parental figure to any of her children, because I think he knew that they were problematic because he's watched these shows and
Mhm.
watched her on these shows. That's why she
Mhm.
became a target. She, however, all right, she's this big businesswoman, she's independent, blah, blah, blah. But she's always looking for a man to come in and take care of her responsibilities.
She did that with the first husband.
With Luis,
She was
she
looking for
did
a father
that.
for. She was looking for her
Hmm.
a father figure for her children.
But where her baby daddy's at?
Not a clue.
Okay. I think even though she's so independent, she's still looking for people to do for her. And I think you're putting the cart before the horse, because
Mm-hmm.
if they're just my boyfriend and they're not even living with me, um don't expect them to do anything for you,
Mm-hmm.
because they have their own financial responsibilities to take care of.
Exactly.
And her calling him out saying that he didn't even have a bed in there so that her and her kid could come over comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your child has special needs. It should stay home. And you should invite him over there to your house since it's so comfortable and it got all the beds. Got all the beds. But don't expect him to mow your lawn. I did feel bad for the hysterectomy thing.
Yes,
Um,
because here's my thing. You know she's having that's a major surgery for a woman
mm-hmm.
at any age,
Yep.
both mentally and physically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to agree that my thing is that if you're in Georgia, even if you're not in Georgia, you come down and you help her out. In that instance, I agree with her. For him not to do anything, I think that's wrong. Period. You go out of your way to make sure she's comfortable and she's taken care of emotionally, physically. If she says, "Hey, baby, like I want
Mm-hmm.
some Haagen Dazs ice cream," not a problem. What flavor you need, I go get it for you. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You are if you're with this woman, you need to be there to get her through this time
Yep.
until she's fully recovered. If she said, "Hey, I can't go into the shops today. Can you go in for?" I'm like, you know what, baby, I may not know your POS system, but I know how to use those old school like credit card things. I can take the credit card number, and we can figure out the tax and all the good stuff. I take care of it. You also you have staff; they'll help me. Not a problem.
But here's the thing, though.
But she went. I'm gonna say this. That
She
being
should have
said,
been wary of him. He's over 40 and never been married and don't have no kids. Don't expect too much.
Mhm.
That's all I have to say.
Well, that and she went in with too high of expectations. To be completely honest.
But she do that with every single one of them. Every single man she's brought on this show, she does it with. But let's call the thing a thing. This ain't got nothing to do with the luxury apartment, him
Nope.
retiring and moving down there,
Nope.
him not giving her flowers after her surgery.
Nope.
This has everything to do with the altercation between him and her daughter, allegedly, and the demise of her relationship with Cynthia, both
Who he still
personal and
follows.
financial.
Who he still
Um,
follows on Instagram.
right, but she is bitter over that.
Yes.
She is bitter over that. I don't understand why these two are on this show.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing: if you're gonna be on this show, you need to put it all out on the table, everything. And if you're not gonna do that, get off my screen.
Well, if you're legally not allowed to do it, don't bring them on.
Yeah, don't bring them on. Period.
And Auntie says a man is not going to come in and take over. And if he does, check the woman who will say to him, "You can't tell my daughter or my son what to do. That's my kid."
Mm-hmm.
Well, with the exception of Misha. But yeah, so it's a fine line where he's walking. My thing is, if they weren't living together and she was like expecting him to buy a house, he's retired. He ain't buying no house. And what's wrong with your house? Why do we need to buy a house? She just wasn't making no kind of sense to me. I get that she was hurt, but what do you really hurt about Molly? I don't know. I think he took care of her, but he didn't cut the grass. Oh, geez. Molly told her side of the hysterectomy issues. Men, sorry, Jamal, don't know much about women's issues. The incident with her daughter happened at Livy Ray. So Kelly was there doing something to help.
So here's the thing: I can speak to that real quick. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm speaking as a male who was raised by a single mother. So that's why I'm speaking from the perspective I'm speaking from, and that's why I kind of have the thought process I do. So when you grow up with a single mother, and then most of your immediate family that you're probably you could say closest to are women, you learn about these things. So maybe he didn't have that experience. So you know, I won't put all of that on him, but I would think being in your 40s and having probably had a relationship or two in your life that you would at least understand the basic needs of someone going through that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Tracy's.
said,
Mhm.
like I always tell people, when as a male, when you're raised by a single mother, you don't really have the choice but to learn these things. So how can I put it? Our thought process, because I've met other males, similar situations where we're more sensitive to a woman's issues because that's what we grew up with. So in my mind, to me, in my mind, based on my upbringing, this just seems like logical. It seems like so simple and so easy, but not everyone has that. But I would think, like I said, I would think on just a basic human level, when your partner, wife, husband, whoever goes through any kind of like surgery, your mind should just go into like more caretaker mode, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
That's just the way I would look at it. Even if it wasn't a hysterectomy, even if it was like a broken leg or like a knee
Mhm.
surgery, I would still go into caretaker mode because I know your mobility is going to be limited and you're going to be through some recovery time.
I don't think Kelly has the capacity for doing that, though. I really
Okay.
don't. Tracy says, I kind of get that way of thinking, but then find a man that checks all those boxes, not Luis or Kelly. Get you an old businessman with one foot in the grave, like any other smart woman would do. Just saying. Ooh, child, yes, yes. And Auntie say, Amen. Fail foster dog mom. Thanks, Jamal, for your personal insight. Nice. Okay. So Tracy says, oh, I'm sorry. Those aren't the type of guys sliding into your DM, I guess. Yes. And again, why are we dating on the social medias? Why? You don't know who that is. And she's so surprised when he come down to Georgia and that's not the man that she fell in love with. You fell in love with clicks and ticks. I'm sorry. Oh my God. A lot of guys just don't know.
True.
Tracy says, I always like Molly too. Yeah, I liked her as well. Auntie, I know my son would know. There you go. There you go. Tracy says she's just been a letdown lately. Yep. Aw. And then yeah, it's just sad to see. Molly's always been so popular, but her decision making outside of the show leaves a lot to be desired. And then don't even get me started with her decision making on the show. Yes, Molly's picker has been broken. And I think from Olivia's dad straight down, every single man that she's had, her picker has been broken.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So yeah, they were just a disappointment. I'm gonna need Kelly to get up and go. And here's why. When he was there sharing his side of the story with everybody and playing victim, um, he was in his element. And then Molly walked in, and he's like, "Why is she here?" When he said that, I was like, why are you here? Because nobody's watching this show because of you. We watching this show because of Molly.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what made me think he wanted to coast on her D-list fame. You heard what Molly said. He came down to Georgia and all he did was watch reality TV. He was doing homework.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares about you like that. You are not interesting with your flat feet, Kelly. You're not interesting. I think you should take what you got and just fade to black. Just fade
Right.
away into the background. You are not why we are watching.
Right.
With all of Molly's flaws and bad decisions, we're still watching this because of Molly, not because of you. Don't get it twisted. And I saw him for what he was in this episode. And this is not saying that I'm siding with Molly. I think both of them are fuck ups.
Right.
And both of them need to go home early.
Yeah.
Contractual obligation fulfilled. Go away.
Exactly. Exactly. And I will say this
Okay.
for him. It
Oh my God. Ryan says, I still
they're
have
both,
beef with Molly for cutting her child's hair when she couldn't get it done during the pandemic.
but see the thing with them is they're both doing things wrong, and neither one of them will own up to exactly what's wrong. Maybe legally they can't, so which is why they shouldn't be on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just frustrating for us because we know we excuse me, we oh my God, we know what's sort of what's going on with regards to the legal charges, and it's
Right.
just stupid for them to be dancing around it because they're not saying what the issue is.
Right.
They had other issues, but it would not cause the breakup of a relationship like how this one has disintegrated.
Exactly.
And it's just frustrating to know that they're not being honest with the audience. Let's see. Um, they bringing all the other couples down. Well, um, I
Who
think
thinks?
they're the only ones that had a real issue coming into this show, but it was never addressed.
For sure. Like they came in being vague. We were like, oof, this is what it's gonna be.
Them and Kalani and and Asuelu, but I think that they've already been broken up.
Right.
And the only and what's really cementing that for me is if her boyfriend comes.
But let's be honest, Debbie. We knew what their issues were coming in, so we weren't with them. We were like,
Mhm.
okay, for us, we're looking at them more like, where the divorce papers and why are you here? I think for them, it's kind of different than Kelly and Molly.
Mhm.
With Kelly and Molly, it's like with them, we know what your issues are, but you're being vague. With Kalani and Asuelu, it's like, we know exactly what your issues are. Why are you here? And where are the divorce papers? Similar issues, completely different sides of the spectrum.
Child. Once I found out that Lo and his wife was there,
See,
I was like, wow, they've already done the settlement. They've
yes,
separated all the assets. They've got a custody agreement in place. This is just a beautiful fond farewell to a couple that we met 5 years ago on this rad ass show.
I mean this. I think I'm gonna put it this way. This is the best way I can put it. I think this was Kalani's parting gift to Asuelu was one
Mhm.
last TLC check.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's the way I'm looking at it.
let's hope Asuelu can. What can Asuelu do?
I'm gonna how got I think he goes back to Samoa. I
He's
really
not gonna
do.
leave his kids though.
But what skills does he have? I mean, marketable skills.
He can cook. Remember, he had that YouTube channel with her where he used to cook Samoan food. I thought that was cute.
He's not.
And he could teach Samoan dance.
Ain't nobody paying for that. Especially when
You
you
don't
can
have
YouTube
to,
it.
but out west, if there's a Samoan community, or he can get like that's a big competition. That's a highly competitive. They have competitions. Have you
I
not seen the
know.
videos on YouTube?
I know the
They're really
competition,
fun.
but I'm like, what can he do to make money? Is my point.
He could be a teacher and do the training. He would just have to get focused, which I think he lacks.
Again, what can he do to make money?
He can get onto YouTube like all of them. Did you watch Shane and Mert's channel?
No, I haven't gone through and see who has channels.
I watched we signed up last night. A bunch of us from Heidi's show signed up last night to get them over 1,000. But I saw a video right before we came on here today, them going to a different city to go and do some of his visa paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took us on a tour afterwards. I think she said it was Exeter, city of Exeter. Um, and they are such a cute couple on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They're a very cute couple, genuine. I think I have a better opinion of him in their home videos than I did on the show.
Right. I can see that 'cause when I looked at Mert on the tell all, I saw him very differently.
Yeah. Um the way how he looks at her, like you know how I said all throughout the season, I feel he's going to like cheat on her,
Mm-hmm.
you know, not in their home videos. The way how he looks at her, he loves her. He loves her. He love him some Shane.
I mean, he's very protective on all fronts, and
Mhm.
I'm like, and I appreciate that. I mean, I think on the show itself, when I go back and think about it, I'm like, okay, culture, I get it. And then when like you could see like he comes to UK, we only saw a little bit of him in the UK. but you could see him kind of toned down a little bit.
Mhm.
But then you see him on the tell all. He even said he like he just came over and he's learning. I have a lot to learn. I'm like, I can rock with that.
Mhm.
But let's finish
Yeah.
up the last resort.
Let's do the
Kalania's
dance. We got to do the dance.
okay. Go ahead.
When did he take off his pants? Oh my god.
Yeah, I have no clue.
But I love me a drunk Asuelu and a drunk Kalani. Like they do have a genuine affection for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um but child, I want to see all the tattoos.
He's so
And
stupid.
his tongue action when Yara told Jovi to pay
Love or
attention.
something. Yeah. And Jovi's like, I thought it was pretty good, but okay.
Not no. I have a feeling that as long as he gets off, he's good.
Right. But that's what Kalani.
Um,
Yeah, that's you talking about Jovi, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I liked their affection. I like that when he came up to her and started doing his little dance, that she didn't like gag or get mad or anything. She just went with the flow, and I
Right.
appreciated that.
But
Um,
she's detached though.
She is, but she still gave him his props. And even
Yeah.
when he was leaning over to her and said that you have a beautiful butthole, she goes, "Oh, you've always liked my butthole." And, she didn't say, "Shut up, that's gross." I would have
No,
said.
but like I said, she's emotionally detached.
Mhm.
She looks at him as like a very best friend. Like she's in that
Mhm.
mode. She's like okay, like she's like because when she said okay, your butt is cute. If you got some cakes back there, I see you.
Mhm.
That's something like your best friend would tell you.
And that's why I say they've been separated for years, because they've gotten over all of the hurt and all of that. And I bet you anything, they've worked out all of the legal parameters. They just got to sign the last papers,
Yeah, because
you
they
know?
to me they seem to have a good friendship. It just doesn't
Aw.
work romantically. It just doesn't
Yeah.
work, and it's mostly due to Asuelu's. I think part of it is culture, and I think part of it is a lack of maturity.
Yeah. Ditto. I agree with that 100%. I don't know, no pants. I do know they do. I think they will always love each other, because I think that they were first loves for each other. And Asuelu appreciates Kalani because she's done a lot for him. She's given him two children, a life in this country, a semi decent family with Lo and his wife, because his mother's a Viper. Um, I wish he had went to school though.
Hmm.
I wish he had done something more with his life here in the 5 years. I just don't feel like there's much growth with him. Um,
Well, when you don't have solid family support,
yeah.
which he doesn't seem to have, and he doesn't seem to have anyone to kind of guide him or people to tell him like, hey, this is where you're going wrong. This is what you need
Mhm.
to do. You really can't expect much growth in that. You need people around you to help you grow. I'll put it that way.
Listen, I'm real curious about these leg tattoos that he got, and like the extent and breadth of all of these, because we saw his tushy last night. They on the
Mm,
tushy all the way down past his kneecaps, I think. I'm curious about the front, and what happens going on around there, and where do the tattoos end? I I'm very Does anybody know where the lower body tattoos end? And I'm not talking about the knees. I'm talking like around the between the waist and the hip area. What's the extent of tattooing in Samoan culture in the front? not the back, because that's been answered. Um, that almost act like siblings, like the family just adopted him, that kind of love. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
is. It is more of that type of a friendship with them. I wonder if Asuelo's mama is still begging him to give her money. Probably,
Right.
probably, but this might be the last check. Unless he goes back home to
Right.
Samoa and he can
Mhm.
open up the first ever Samoan strip club. I don't know. Um, Debbie want to know if he has groin tattoos. Yes, I do. I want to know if he got ink on his junk. That is interesting on ink. Yes, I want to know. I want to know if there's an eye on that pecker. I just want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Yes, they do. You know, I'm going to look up Samoan tattoo culture right after we get off the show. Oh my God. I can't. Sometimes I go down a rabbit hole. Mm.
Is there anybody else we need to talk about on the show, or do we cover? Yeah, because I don't. I think it was for me. It was mostly Kelly and Molly and who's it?
Well, just to
Swirling
end it
Klein.
off, Jovi is setting up this trip to the strip bar, which will lead to the next set of arguments. I can't believe that they are at this resort for 2 weeks, that we have to suffer through this. Um, so it'll lead to him and Yara arguing about nothing.
Nothing, which we don't care about. We know
Um,
it's fake.
Ed has already told Liz, so
That they're
she's going to go
going
and tell the other women.
exactly.
Um, I wonder if this is Kalani's chance to get mad at Asuelu and call the boyfriend down.
Right.
That's what I'm figuring. And Kelly, Kelly, just go home because nobody cares.
Right. I think this whole uh strip club. This is just a way for to bring down the boyfriend and officially make it done. So we know, we as the audience know for sure it's over.
Yeah, yeah. And that way, Lowe's there to pound some heads, which I
And
don't think he'll need to do.
and also, to give Yara and Jovi some sort of storyline, which we know is fake.
Correct. Correct. That's it, y'all. That was the episode. I don't remember anything else that happened on here that was worthy.
There was
Um,
nothing.
yeah. So we're gonna juggle up the what am I saying?
UK.
Yeah, so UK is done. We're gonna juggle up the schedule and we'll
No,
figure it out.
we didn't do UK yet. We spent this whole time on Last Resort.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought we did UK.
No.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so let's go through that. What did
This will
they
be
talk about?
okay. This the host of this had
Oh,
me
that's
rolling.
right.
She stayed on their necks. She was not afraid to get into the mess. I was howling because she just let's just get into it. Okay, let's start. Let's go couple by couple. So we'll start with Tian and David. Because she stayed on Tian and called her
She
out.
made her look like a liar.
Yeah, like when
Because
she said,
she let Tion hang herself. And she's like, okay, I don't believe you. Roll the footage.
yeah, she's like, I'm being gaslit. She's like, you gave him an ultimatum. She's like, no, you're entitled to your opinion. She's like, no, it was on camera. And she's like, okay. And then she's like, I feel like I'm being gaslit. Roll the tape. And they rolled that tape back. I'm like, oof, oof. It's all you see. Tiana just sat there like, I got nothing.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of her mom? Like, I thought that they were two sacks of shit.
I didn't like the mom because the mom was proud of how Tion act. She said, I would have acted the same way. I'm like, okay, so got it. She gets it
Okay.
from her mama. I'm like, that's nothing to be proud of.
No, it
Tr-
isn't.
Treating people poorly is nothing to be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
Looking down on people who are quote unquote um, financially less than quote unquote financially less than you is not something to be proud of. But I will say this for Tion. She she said, like, you know, if I didn't love him, I wouldn't have accepted the proposal in the first place. Okay, I did get that. I did get that. And then she saw someone say, like, well, like, you know, why would you even go through this if he can't financially support you? She said, hold up. She said, I don't need someone to support me. I can support myself. And when she said that, I don't know if you saw it, but I felt that quote unquote princess exterior kind of come down a little bit, and I
Mm-hmm.
saw her differently. I'm like, okay, like why do you need to hide behind this princess thing versus saying I'm an independent woman looking for my match?
Because that's what they gave her to play. But
Okay,
we knew from the beginning that she wasn't a princess. She was calling out name brands, but so could I.
right,
And people who can afford name brands don't give the prices right afterwards.
right. And
Hmm.
I just saw her differently in that moment. I'm like, I'm like, this is your mother's doing because.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, Tian, there's hope for you, but you need that whole princess thing. You gotta let that go. That's not a good character for you. It's not cute.
Mm-hmm.
Um, David is a good dude. You know, he's doing well for himself. You got a good one. Just saying.
No, she didn't show us any of those brand name items. She didn't. And yes, she did get a blowout for the show, but she was sweating that shit out halfway through the episode.
And the blowout, the styling aged her.
Yeah.
It wasn't the
Mm-hmm.
right style, but the blowout was great, but it just didn't work for her. Who do
Mm-hmm.
you want to go to next?
Um, let's do Asel.
And Robert.
Or you want to do Louise and Jose? Because they were short.
Ooh, Louise and Jose. I
Mm-hmm.
really like this segment because everyone, like in the audience, like in the on the tell all, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, Jesse looks miserable, and I really felt they held back to be polite
Mm-hmm.
because Jesse looked so miserable, and they were really, you could see that the cast was not happy with Louise. Um, they were not feeling that at all,
Mm-hmm.
and I was with them on that. He looked so miserable, and it's clear to see that Louise does not care about him. I'm sorry, because when your child comes to you and tells you this is not a good idea, this is too fast, this is yada yada yada. I mean, for Louise to sit there and say like, "Oh, I take Jesse's feelings into account," you lying. You're selfish,
Yeah.
Jesse. Jesse, if you can run like a thief in the night, get away from your mama because you will. Here's what's gonna happen. As long as Jose and Louise are together, he will always be taking care of babies that aren't his.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's probably taking care of the other four kids that she
Right.
got.
And sitting up there, Jesse's better than me because I wouldn't have sat up there.
Louise did look tired, but I bet you it's not from taking care of her kids. The only person that she's taking care of is Jose.
Exactly.
Um,
Was it Michael or was it Christian who said like, he look at him, he's so miserable. I was like, wow. At least y'all being honest and saying what we seeing.
well, look. Hopefully, Jesse will find the escape route that
Yes,
we all hope for him, because she's stealing that child's youth,
exactly.
and that's not fair. Anywho, let's do. You want to do Asel and Robert,
Sure.
or Michael and Mercy,
I think we do a
or
sell Robert because this is gonna be real quick. A sell lion. You and Arwen are not going on no vacation together. To me, that photo they show, it looked photoshopped. It looked photoshopped. Sorry, it did.
Mm-mm.
Arwen don't like you. You don't like Arwen. Call a thing, and you trying to have group chats and trying to turn people against Shane and Mert. And Shane was like, I've seen the screenshots. I've seen the DMs. I'm like, well, and
What was the screenshots?
of the
What,
conversations of them trying to
what
turn.
Mercy and Tion against Shane and Mert.
Right.
What were they saying about Shane and Mert though?
But
Because remember, Asel said, I just had a question about someone and I didn't know that that question was going to get back to them. Don't fucking say something in a DM
right.
that you can't say to somebody's face.
Right, like she said, she had a question or an opinion or something, and I never thought it would get back to. And then that's what Michael said. Hold up, hold up. No, no, no. It wasn't Mercy. It was me. Yes, I sure did. You said you sent those conversations to Mercy, and I sure did send it to Shane because I'm not gonna let Shane and Mert walk in and get ganged up on.
Michael is a mess. Michael is a whole woman. He is a whole woman. Oh my God. He was all up into the gossip and the juice.
But he wasn't gonna let. But he wasn't gonna let his friends go down and get jumped on either. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that about him. And he wasn't gonna He wasn't gonna because he could easily stop there and let Mercy take the blame for that. But he's like, yeah, nah, I did that. And but the way he did, he was like, yeah, I did it. And what? Say something. And the cell just sat there like.
But then Asel was giving herself away for all of the stupidity that she did. But then you got Rebecca leaning back and telling Shane, stop cursing, stop being disrespectful. Bitch, you up there with Asel speaking ill of the two of them, and you telling her to stop being disrespectful. You disrespectful. And then trying to blame it on the fact that she had a Turkish relationship and she lived in Turkey or whatever she knows and is triggering to her or something. Shut up. Nobody cares because the guy that you with now, he's going to leave you.
And here's my whole thing is when something's triggering, right? You know you're going in with this couple with a bias based on your own experience. So in those instances, you refrain from giving your opinion because it's gonna be biased and negative. It's just true.
Oh, and let me tell you something, Robert. I thought I liked him during the season. During this tell-all, I began to hate him. Because he came all out of his face and he was like, at the beginning, I really loved Shane and Mert. But, after this, no. What? You ain't saying nothing about your bitch ass pancake face girlfriend who started all of this and who was disrespectful to two people that she don't even know. But now you're upset and you're questioning your liking Mert and Shane. Get the fuck out of here. I hope she steals everything from you and your daughter.
Not everything.
Everything. And then I hope your mama make you live out on the street because you're a dumb fuck. I can't. He I lost all patience for him.
Well, yeah, because he was being ridiculous.
Let's get on to you want to do Rebecca and Christian? I can't stand them. Why was she just wearing a shirt?
Stop it.
Like she didn't did she bother to dress for this? I don't understand what she was wearing. I just don't. And as much as I don't like Asel, I did like that black dress that she was wearing. That looked really nice. That little slip dress with the slinky material, that was really nice. I don't know why she was wearing a business jacket over it, but okay. Right. And she couldn't decide whether she wanted it on or off. But her black dress, really liked it. Even Tion cleaned up nicely, even though people said that they found that dress for $12.59 online. It doesn't matter the price of what you have on. It did look cute on her. I liked how she showed up. And what's she name? Mercy. Her red dress was really nice. I loved it.
So Rebecca and Christian, there wasn't much there because all they did was criticize everyone else. They didn't really add anything to their own conversation. They were kind of boring. They didn't do anything.
But wait, Do you believe that he didn't do nothing with the girl in Norway?
No,
Okay.
I still feel that the Norway girl was the backup plan. Now I stand by
Yes.
that. I felt like
Yes.
she was. I felt like Norway was Plan B.
Like if he didn't go through with it with Rebecca, instead of going back to Argentina, he would have flown up to Norway.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty.
And the thing with Rebecca is this: I really like Rebecca a
You
lot.
so wrong for that. Rebecca was going to work afterwards.
Probably. And my thing was with her is you have your own set of issues with your own man.
Mm-hmm.
There's what is there to gain by trying to get other castmates against other castmates? Why like and see that just right there that kind of just tells me that you went in on Mert with a bias because her issue
Mm-hmm.
was never with Shane, it was with Mert and the
Mm-hmm.
way that he spoke to Mert where Mert spoke to Shane in the beginning triggered her. Okay, but that's your own thing to work through. That's your own deal, right? Don't bring that on someone else. So based on your own triggers, you decided to try to cause an issue for no reason. You look real stupid, Rebecca, on that one. Mind your business.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mind the business. Mind the business that pays you. You have a whole
Yeah.
man who almost didn't marry you. You need to worry about that over there,
For
and
real.
worry about Miss Norway because she probably still in the picture.
Yes. And what is he all straightened out? Can he work yet?
Yes, he's I think the visa's coming through, and he's looking at jobs, and he wants to be a firefighter.
Oh yes, the calendar comments. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I don't see them staying together. I don't see any chemistry. I still don't think that they know each other. Because
I
remember,
agree.
this was the couple that missed each other in the airport because they couldn't remember what they looked like. Um, I, she's just got a nasty attitude, and I wonder if the reason why you've had failed relationship is because of your attitude.
I know with her, I what happens is I find with her, it's a very victim mentality. Like something's always happened to her,
Hmm.
but yet I've heard no responsibility from her, but where she went wrong as well.
But here's my problem with her as well. How are you going to try to recruit a minority to hate another minority?
Yeah, that didn't make no sense.
You really like it's like she has no clue, and then she's going to look at Mercy and Tion as idiots.
Right,
I mean, they are, but seriously, they not that stupid.
right.
And thank God for Michael being a nosy bitch. Oh, who else we got? Oh, you want to do Michael and Mercy?
Yeah, they were really short.
Mm-hmm.
The whole dowry situation was hilarious. They are too funny.
Mm-hmm.
Happy that she turned out wasn't a scammer, and she was right. People will use other pictures online to scam folks. It's amazing how that happens, and the fact that she's working at KFC, I was like, you know what? Where's you got the family and friends discount? I want to know.
Listen, she was repping the KFC colors though. You saw her wearing her red dress.
Right,
I love it. And he liked chicken. There you go.
and she said she
um,
settled in,
she didn't even tell
and
me all this
she has a
shopping.
great smile. She seems happy. I like I said, I
I
think
love
what her
this.
issue was she was in that state of transition, and when you're always in the house and you have no friends and you can't work, and based on what she showed on the show based to now, I think with her it was just a matter of settling in
Mm-hmm.
and being busy because I think she was used to being very, very busy in Kenya. That's just the way
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking it.
Yeah.
So like her and Michael seem to be doing very well. They have a plan for their future.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see like how they progress. To be completely honest, because I like Michael, I like
Mm.
Mercy, and to see her smile, and she seems just to be happy.
Yeah. Farmata says that she's not a fan of Mercy.
I
She
like.
look, she didn't come off very well during the season.
She sure didn't. Oof.
But she was hilarious. She really was. She gave me a giggle. Um, but seeing her with Michael on the tell all, I think we saw a different side to her.
Hmm.
Um, and I can appreciate her. Like, she was really excited about getting her job and making friends and finally settling in. Like, I saw a different side of her. I'll cut her some slack, even though I think she was scamming or at least looking at different men. I'll give her that. Tracy said, "Oh, my bad. I thought he was asked what his Halloween costume would be. Firefighter. Oh my lord. Okay. I'm glad Mercy isn't so miserable anymore." Yeah, and I think you're right, Jamal. Like, she was used to being busy and then she went from being busy to not having anything to do. Maybe she's grown up. Jamal, she was miserable before she even got to the UK. Remember how she was at her wedding? I think that was because she was giving up everything. Like, if he had brought her over there on vacation, she wouldn't have been that miserable at the wedding.
Fair.
But she was going into the unknown. So you're gonna lash out. Um Mercy got me on her team now. She did a 180 KFC. You go, girl. Yep. Yep. So true. She just seemed like a different person. It's just her attitude. She didn't seem to love him. On the show, I will agree
Yes.
with you. Yes,
One
during the
hundred
regular
percent.
season, but I think body language in the tell all, it was a little bit different. It was a little bit different. Um
Sorry.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe she'll hang around for 5 years and then have her exit plan. You never know. You never know. Who else was on the show? So
I think all we have left is.
Tian and David, and then Shane and Mert, and then the recap of Katie and Alejandro because they didn't show up at all.
Mhm.
And with regards to Louise, Jose, and Jesse, they were on video chat. They were not in studio. So who do you
So
want to talk about?
who do we have left?
Shane and Mert, Tian and David,
No, we did. We did
Alejandro and
Tiana.
Caddy.
No, we did
Oh, we
Tiana
did?
David. Yeah, in the
Oh,
very
we
beginning.
did? Okay, never mind. Oh yeah, we talked about her mom, sacks of shit. Yeah, okay. So yeah, Shane and Mert
Let's go
and
for it.
okay.
So Shannon Murray, for me, their whole segment really revolved around the issues with the other couple because of what they were trying to do to them. But you know what?
Mhm.
They've Shane, Mert, and her mom are in a very good place. I think they've come to an understanding. The mom, his mom still loves Shane a lot. The dad took a little bit of a time to come around, but he did. And he's like, well, my dad loves Shane more than me. So I was like, oops. And he's all like,
Mhm.
it's true. But they just seem to be in a very good space overall. I mean, they really didn't have much outside of the conflict with the other couples, if you really think about it.
But it's such a shame that that was all boiling down to jealousy, in my opinion. Acel thought that she was, with her bad personality, was going to be the queen bee of this thing. So did Rebecca. Nobody cares. I think they didn't think people were going to rally around Shane, but out of everybody, Shane and Mert had the most entertaining storyline.
Right. I didn't get the whole Acel thing. It was just weird because I'm like, you was on for like a whole 3 episodes,
For real. And you were like, my Amazon cardboard box is more entertaining than Acel.
and like Acel, like when we saw you, you was getting dragged. Like I said, you was getting dragged by Arwen, and then you went to Robert's mama's house, and she dragged you and let you know who was queen there. So I didn't understand how
Mhm.
you thought you were going to do anything. And Rebecca, like I said, you was I'm not sure why you was trying to get in on that because your storyline was just kind of like okay. It could have been more interesting, but it wasn't.
But listen, he wasn't into her during the season, and at the tell all, he still wasn't into her. I mean, there's no chemistry between those two. She's just somebody to fuck. That's about it until his paperwork come through.
Oh, speaking to Sel, Robert, let me talk about you real quick, sir. Stop talking about your issues with each woman.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that because Estelle made a good point. She's like, well, when Robert talks to me about his issues with Arwen, I go into protective mode. And when he talks about our issues to Arwen, she goes into protective mode. So that pits us against each other. And I'm paraphrasing that part. I'm like, you have a very good point, Estelle. I still don't like you, but you make a very good point. Robert, stop doing that.
She need to grow up, because if I got a man and he got a grown ass daughter and he's telling me something about her, I could give two shits about what he's saying about his kid. Get the fuck away from me and go and buy me some flowers and some jewelry. I don't care about your kid. That's not my problem. She got a mama. Go work it out with her mama. I'm not getting into defense mode. I'm not getting in defense mode because he got an issue with his kid.
But she wants to be queen, and she I'm just saying.
You know what? If she wasn't so
that.
insecure, she would know that she's a queen all on her own.
But this is a cell we're talking about. So, like as I said, but he shouldn't be doing that because it causes issues. Period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
And women, and the reason why I say that is because most times women have a natural competition with each other anyway. So yeah,
not me.
Yeah, but see, you're kind of different. You just don't care.
I don't care. I don't care.
So it's completely different. Like if it like your person, like if it doesn't, if your relationship is not directly with you, you just don't care. You're not gonna pay no mind to it.
No.
And I get that. But in this situation where Estelle sees any other woman in Robert's life as competition, it's gonna be an issue. At this point, it comes down to the woman in the equation, and we're dealing with Estelle. So yeah.
But she shouldn't feel like they're competition because he's not fucking his daughter or his mom.
But she's one of those women that just like, I'm top woman. I'm number one. That's just the vibe bitch. She gives me. That's
She's
the vibe
just
she gives
bottom bitch, a bottom bitch. I can't, because she let his mom own her.
but in fairness, Debbie, we gotta be fair. Mama was in her own house, and I wouldn't even disrespect Mama in her own house.
I was team mom because Estelle wasn't making no fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
He has a whole life in Glasgow, and she talking about, yeah, we move into Edinburgh. For the fuck what?
Which is more expensive.
But and she was like, he's not going nowhere because I'm here. Team mama all the way.
But when Estelle told her, well, like, in Edinburgh, there's more opportunities for me. She said, don't you work remotely? I was like, oops, well.
Don't you got a job?
I'm like,
you
well,
can work anywhere.
I'm like, well, their mom wins.
Yep.
Mom won.
But she let mom take. She fell into that. She should have kept her mouth shut.
Right. Just say hello, nice to meet you, blah blah blah. Keep it moving.
What's for dinner? I'm hungry.
Ooh, it smells good.
Mm-hmm. Where can I wash my hands? Do you need help doing the dishes?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have anything else. The update with we just saw like this video. We found out that Katie and Alejandro are no longer together, which they showed us this video of Katie being very emotional, but it didn't give any explanations. Was that the same video that she put on IG? a while ago. I'm not sure, but does anybody have any updates? Ryan wants to know, did Katie give an update on her SM after the tell-all aired? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, Mama read her for filth. But she was stupid. I think she has a lot to learn. Um, if she's going to try to get an old man with an even older mama, she didn't play that right.
No.
She didn't play that right at all. But then again, Estelle thinks that she's better than all of them. Well, if you're better than all of them, why are you in a relationship with him trying to get over to Scotland? Like, you don't make no sense, girl. Go away. Have we talked about everybody?
Yes.
Can we go now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yay! Guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with us yesterday and today. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much to the new subs. Welcome, welcome to the tribe. Join us again next Thursday and Friday. We will be back with more mess. Hopefully an Indian wedding, so I can be happy finally and take some interest in Kimberly and TJ. Yeah. Jamal, are you gonna have a good weekend?
I surely will.
Yay!
Oh, hold on.
Mm-hmm. Costco corner. Oh shit. Oh well, you saw me snacking on it. The chocolate croissants. That's what I had with my coffee during the first show. These are the best chocolate croissants ever. They're by a company called La Boulangerie or Boulangerie, whatever. But they're from Costco. They're $10. You get like about 16 or 18 of them in a bag.
Oh wow!
And they are super, super good.
Are they individual? Like, okay, so is one bag? You get 16 of those bags.
Right, and they're individually wrapped, so
Gotcha,
you can like
okay.
put them in your lunch pail or in your messenger bag or whatever. They are so good. Where are these things made? These are actually French. They're made in France. So I love these so much. They are my favorite chocolate croissant. And so good with coffee. So good with coffee. Thank you for reminding me about that. Oh, and this month at Costco, they have I don't really drink juice anymore. I drink coffee, I drink water, and alcohol. But I do indulge in a dragon fruit drink from Costco, and they have it on sale this month. Shit. Let me see if I can find it. It is so yummy. It has a splash of ginger. It's dragon fruit. It's all about the antioxidants. We love it. Yum, 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 yum. I went down to Costco earlier this week and I picked up 2 bottles of it because it is so good. So with their discount, it brings it down to $4 and change per bottle. And it is gloriously, yes, here we go. Oh shit. Hold on. Zambozan Organic Dragon Fruit Superfood Boost. That is it. And it's $2.90 off, which brings it down to $4 and change. And it is so yummy, y'all. It's a dragon fruit drink. It's organic. It has berries and ginger in it, and it helps with gut health and immunity. So there's it has prebiotics and what adaptogens. I don't know what that is. All I know is that it tastes yummy and it's not super sweet. And the little kick of ginger is awesome. It's a really great, refreshing drink. If you like, when I go to Starbucks and they have that dragon fruit chiller thing.
Yes.
Without all the sugar. This
Gotcha.
is the best thing. This is better than that. Yeah. So those are
Wow.
my two picks. My favorite the only juice I actually drink other than and I do have coconut water. I like coconut water as well, but I give that to my mom. And there's a really good one at Costco too. Um, it's a Costco brand, and it's made from pink coconuts from Thailand. So the
Hmm.
coconut water is actually pink, and it's full of antioxidants. And it is super refreshing because down here this summer in Florida has been hotter than a pot cover, and coconut water is just so refreshing and so hydrating. I've been buying the 6 pack from Costco this entire summer on repeat. So those have been my go-to drinks for the summer.
Nice.
Yeah. So get that dragon fruit drink. Highly recommend it. Get it while it's on sale. And that's it. That's my Costco. Thanks for reminding me. Y'all indulge me so much with stupid Costco corner. Next week, I might bring up alcohol. Yes, I
Ooh,
will. I will bring up alcohol next week.
I'm excited.
All right, y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. And Jamal, you're going to stay safe?
Of course. You too.
Oh, condolences. Your senator, Miss Dianne
I
Feinstein, passed
know.
away this morning.
90.
90. A good life, life well lived. She did a lot of good work for a lot of people in this country.
Oh, for sure.
Mhm. All right, y'all. Have a good weekend. See you back here next Thursday and Friday.
Yes.
Until next time, Jamal.
Of course.
All right, y'all. Bye.